Hey review family, keep it tight. My name is Jay Morse, the review guy, reviewing music for the love of music, and I'm back again to bring you another video. And in this one I'm going to be covering the new Last Days of Humanity record entitled Horrific Compositions of Decomposition. Finally, a brand new record from the Goregrind long-running band, one of the longest running in the genre, Last Days of Humanity. If you haven't given yourself the opportunity to go through their discography and you're looking to get into some prime Goregrind to really feel what the genre is capable of and sort of the staple sounds of it, I think that there are few bands that are as good, maybe Carcass's early material, as Last Days of Humanity. I'm glad that they reformed in the early 2010s, because if we were going to be deprived of material going forward, I think that would have been a shame. Because on this record, they have proven everything that we already knew about them. They are just so good in the genre, one of the best in the game, able to make these tracks that just encapsulate everything that is good about this genre. Through over 20 minutes of material, you are getting over 30 tracks. So this is a staple for Goregrind and grindcore, really short song lengths, lots of tracks, and it is a fucking pounder. This record just doesn't quit, it doesn't stop, and the only breakups are the little clips that they interlace, these excerpts, and I think they can become too much on this record. I think they occasionally will pop in too often at some unopportune times when a track is just going from track to track to track to track to track, and it will just suddenly swap into this excerpt. I think it sort of breaks it up, and if they were wanting to shatter the monotony, I definitely understand where they're coming from, and that's valid and respectable, but I think that it sort of breaks up the tension that the record is causing, because this record grabs a hold of you and grinds you to a pulp. It is hideous, it is gross, and it's everything that you would come to expect. The gargly, watery, pitch-shifted vocals and the constant blast beats just rearing back and punching you in the face over and over and over and over. Last Days of Humanity, if they know how to do one thing, it is craft a very compelling and fun-sounding Goregrind record, and fun might seem like an odd word to use considering this is such an extreme form of metal, but I genuinely think that some of these tracks are actually catchy. Some of these riffs are actually smart. It's not just static, and I think a lot of Goregrind bands can feel like static, especially in the underground, where it'll go, and it will just fill your ears with so much noise and haze, but not much musicality. And I think coming back to this record on numerous occasions since its release and spending some good time with it, I think Last Days of Humanity is able to acknowledge the fact that a good Goregrind record isn't just a constant, relentless Goregrind record. Are they constant and relentless here? Yes. Are they just completely gross and guts and entrails dripping down the walls? Yes. Do they like bloodshed and havoc and chaos? Yes. But did they do it in a refined way, a smart way? Yes. For newcomers, check this out if you want a good indication of what they're able to do, because the production's as good as ever. Everything's very audible, surprisingly very good for a Goregrind record. It is not super lo-fi, it's not just under the radar. It has a good production to it, and it lets everything have its own sort of equilibrium. The one downside is if you don't like Last Days of Humanity, I don't think this is going to be the record that sells you on them. I don't think this is going to be the record that suddenly makes them click, because it definitely does have their print on it. And with songwriting, I think that they have sort of dulled in the sense that creatively, with ideas, I don't think that they have necessarily come through with the most creative ideas, so I don't think this is a perfect record, but for a Goregrind record, you're not going to find much better than this, and I genuinely mean that. I'm really loving this record though. I'm going to be giving it an 8 out of 10. And that is a wrap. Have you heard this new Last Days of Humanity record, Horrific Compositions of Decomposition? If you have, let me know in the comment section below what you thought about it. I would love to discuss this record with you. Be sure to like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to join the review family today, and smash that notification bell to be notified of my future uploads. You know who it is, my name is Jay Morse, the review guy, and I'm signing off saying farewell.